Hello every butt stallions, handsome Jack Boy here, bringing you guys the third episode of my Borderlands Underdome 2.0 unique weapons guide. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Good Touch. The Good Touch is a unique Maliwan SMG, and the prefix for mine is Miss Moxxi's Swift Good Touch. The prefix for you guys might change. Now, as you can see there in the red text, it says, "But when I'm bad, I'm better." Now, since this is a gun on Borderlands 2, I'm just going to assume that it has similar special effects. So really quick reading under the special weapon effects section here on the wiki for the Borderlands 2 Good Touch, it says, this gun is always incendiary, it has a plus 70% critical hit damage boost, and dealing any kind of damage dealt while wielding this weapon regenerates health. So after looking at that, I'm pretty positive that two of those effects do not apply to the Borderlands 1 Good Touch. I do know for sure that this gun does not come in Incendiary, at least the Borderlands 1 variation. It only comes in Shock. As for the one that says dealing any kind of damage with this gun equipped regenerates health, that one is also not true. I'd say that for all of the other Moxxi weapons in this custom DLC. So there is one that I'm not sure about, and that is the plus 70% critical hit damage boost. I'm going to assume that it is in effect. I know it doesn't show it on the item card, but it could be a hidden effect, so I'm just going to assume that it applies here. Now, there is one more thing I do want to mention before I move on. If you guys want to download this custom DLC, there will be some links in the description below. You will, of course, need Oasis first, which is a map hub to all of the custom DLC for this game. That will also be in the description. So, yeah, let's move on to how to actually obtain this gun. Now, once you enter the DLC, head over and talk to Moxxi. Complete a couple of her missions, and she'll give you a mission called Ticket Triumph. Completion of this mission will award you with the Good Touch. Now, this mission is pretty much the same as the first two, in that you have to go and collect tickets. Except you have to collect even more tickets this time. But to you new guys out there that don't really know how to collect these tickets and are new to the DLC, let me just quickly explain. So all you have to do is go into any of the arenas, doesn't matter which one, and after each wave, tickets will drop randomly all over the place. So after you collect 250 of them, just turn in the mission to Moxxi and you'll get yourself the Good Touch. Now, since this is a custom gun, it doesn't really have a usage and description I can read off of or anything like that, so I'm just going to give you guys my opinion and just what I think about this thing. So first things first, I think it's a freaking beast. I really do. I thoroughly enjoy this gun. It really is a blast to use. I do feel that it is overpowered in a way, especially with the right setup. Right here I am using the support gunner build, and it is just tearing through these guys. So yes, it is, I guess, overpowered, but it's not like super overpowered or anything like that. But it definitely is up there for sure. If we're talking about Lilith on the other hand, then that's a whole nother thing. I think that would be over the top OP if you ask me, but I haven't tried that. I would like to try it, but I can only imagine right now how freaking devastating this gun would be in the hands of Lilith. So really this gun right out of the gate is OP. You can use this on brick without really any damage increase skills, and I feel that it would just destroy, just like the Hellfire. And I think the Bad Touch, which is the gun I covered in the first episode, was almost the same way, because they really actually are super alike. It's just this one comes in Shock, while the Bad Touch comes in Corrosive. I'd say this one is better though, since it's effective against a lot more different enemies, and that's kind of why I think the Good Touch is better than the Bad Touch in this case. The Bad Touch really only is effective against like Lance and enemies that are vulnerable to Corrosive. It's not too effective against bandits. I'd say it just comes down to that if we were comparing both the Good Touch and the Bad Touch, but really that's not what we're here about. I should be just reviewing the Good Touch and not really going into the Bad Touch since I've already covered that. But you know, I felt like I wanted to bring that up since they're both really similar. Now, I didn't really get to mention this, but just in case you didn't notice, I did switch over to the heavy gunner comm before I entered this area, so yes, it definitely does increase the damage output, and you can tell that the fire rate is over the top, especially after I get that kill skill going. The kill skill I'm talking about, I think, is Metal Storm. I could be wrong, but basically it's just when I get a kill, my fire rate increases even more, so that's stacking with the heavy gunner comm, which I believe increases my fire rate by 65%. Could be more, I can't really remember at the top of my head right now. I could go back and look, but you know, I'm not too worried about it. But both of those together, combined with the already good fire rate that this gun has, just makes it just devastating. And I'm not even including the damage, but with that stacking on top of everything else, I just don't even know. You could just tell from this gameplay that it's tearing up. So I think what I said about it earlier and how I said it was just OP and not really OP, I think I take that back now, because this right here just goes to show that this gun, I think, needs to be nerfed. I'd say most of these Moxxi guns in this custom DLC in the Underdome 2.0 need to be nerfed. I don't really want them to be, but looking at it from a balancing perspective, yes, they do definitely need to be nerfed. But other than that though, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'm out of here. Peace!